I tell people like this all the time. You never know where a person's at in their life. So I only correct people I'm in a relationship with. People, whether it's a mentor, mentee, whether whatever, I only correct those. I never go on social media and correct folk. I never go and just challenge somebody. I only correct those who have given me permission to correct them. That's the safest place to correct people. Oftentimes we see evil, but we don't see what God is using through that person's life. Sometimes we be wanting to save people. God said they have to go through this in order to be who I want them to be. They talk about if you try to help a butterfly out of its cocoon, you'll cripple it from flying. What happens is while people are going through, even though it's a backsliding situation, we try to correct and save them, but that could be the goodness that God is drawing to them to repentance. I'm not saying it's good for a car wreck to happen. I'm not saying God caused the car wreck or caused the cancer. He says, I utilize the after effects of their sin to use it for my work to redeem them. I correct people who I'm connected to. But when it comes to people, even that you may be connected to, I don't expect, but sometimes people do give me backlash. I always look at that backlash based upon warfare only. Chances are that person really wants help, but those demons says, man, this is my property. You stepping on my property now. I've been with this person longer than you known them. So those demons feel a certain type of way when you try to correct them. So what happens is they jog this part of their mind because a lot of people have so many layers to them and what's keeping them from actually living right. A lot of people want to live right. They don't know how to live right. But by them living wrong, they have done so many sins, have engaged themselves with such occultic type beliefs and philosophies that now they have demons in them that say, I own this person. So now you're not just fighting against that person. You're not just fighting against what that person did. You're now fighting against the demons that's attached to them. So those demons that attach to them says, keep trying us because we're going to make you mad. That's why I say it's very funny when God used me to help people and they get upset and I'm like, oh, my prayer's working. It makes me want to fight harder. That doesn't mean I face them face to face. I go to face with God about that person. And when I pray for that person and they don't return your calls, they start acting a certain type of way, it's not them. Them spirits like, let's make Josh offended that he'll stop praying because his prayers are working. I say, people keep praying for that person, you'll set them free. But how many of us have allowed offense to keep our mouth shut on a person that we were supposed to pray for? But we're so quick to get in their face, but we're not so quick to get on our knees for them. So what happens is we're quick to correct. The church loves to correct folk. Your skirt too high. You got so many tats. Why are you sleeping with that person? Listen, I've been telling people, there's some people I know, they in sin right now. I ain't judging them off their sins. I'll be like, look, man, they know what they're doing is wrong. They just listen, if you're judgmental, God can't use you to reach them. If you're vocal or too vocal, God can't use you to reach them. Because sometimes our compassion overwhelms us and we'll be like, I just want you saved, and we don't even know how to save them. Let's talk about some practical ways of correcting people you love. Number one, go with understanding and listening first. If you want to help somebody and correct somebody, don't go in talking. Go in there and listen. That's why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. He wants you to listen first, speak second. No. He wants you to listen first, discern second, speak third. When you listen, the Spirit of God is going to let you hear buzzwords of what to pray for privately or on how to utilize that conversation to help that person. So when a person says something, I know when they're speaking versus when a demon's speaking. Because anyone who comes in front of me with a problem, I can tell which person is popping up. And this is advanced stuff. I'm not sitting there saying, looking for a demon in that person. Which one is you? Is you the demon person? Is this you, Tyrone? Tyrone, this or this is a Tetris or whatever the demon name. But what I'm saying is you got to have enough discernment to say, you know what? I'm going to use wisdom. The backlash is proof that either they love their sin so much or your prayers is working. So right now, I got a 2-pearl policy. A 2-pearl policy. I'll give you 1 pearl. If you come back, I'll give you a second because maybe you misinterpreted my 1st pearl, but I never give 3rd pearls. If you're still doing the same thing, by the time you get to the 3rd time coming to me, oh yeah, I hope everything works well between you and him. Oh yeah, go ahead and marry. I think y'all do great. I don't stop giving pearls now because you're not trying to help. But in my private, see, If God leads me, I pray for them to receive wisdom, because information doesn't help nobody. How many times we have been informed about eating right, informed about working out, informed, but when you have that heart attack, that's a special revelation. When you got to chop one leg off, that's a special revelation. When you've been hurt so many times, God doesn't save people through general revelation. He saves them through special revelation. When he reveals himself in a special way. Let God do the judging, you just do the loving. When you see that person, don't give them no advice, don't give them no counsel unless they ask. But if they don't ask, don't force. Christians be subliminally trying to drop help. They be trying to set them up and be like, did you catch that? That was for you. We be tweeting for people. I hope he reads it. This for you, girl. We be trying to tweet to save, try to hurt our exes. We be trying to do all these different things, but God said, man, let me handle that, because you can't save that person. Well, we obviously can't do exercise now. Any questions? We'll do this exercise when we finish this message. That makes